moving when a voice cuts through the silence. Your Majesty! Sir Alcaster stops before us with a group of knights. His face is impassive at best. Waltz takes a step back as Sir Alcaster looks at the king. The king is quiet for a few moments, his eyebrows drawn together in a terse expression. He finally speaks. I am about to declare a state of emergency. Where have you been? Seize them. My eyes are still on the knights in front of us when I hear footsteps from behind us. I am nonplussed when a dozen knights appear from the shadows and surround us. I look for Fritz in the cluster of knights, but he's not there. The king stares around him baffled. What is the meaning of this? Could this be the reason why? What is happening? That voice. We all turn to watch the dining room doors open. Ophelia enters with Emmeline and Rod. Several knights trail behind and flank them on either side, giving them no room for escape. Rod notices me and stares in shock, but says nothing. Gennaro! The moment she sees the king, she calls his name and attempts to run toward him. The knights only need to raise their weapons to block her path to stop her. I think that takes care of all the intruders. Though I'm not happy that 2 managed to escape. 2? Yuri and Garland. If they manage to escape, they might be able to get reinforcements. The king will be judged and convicted. His crown will be given to one more worthy. I see. It was you who sent that letter, Alcaster. That is correct. Now if you want to protect your family, you will hand over your crown. The king shakes with rage. Was this yours and Mithros' plans all along? To take down this kingdom at its heart? Sir Alcaster snorts and crosses his arms, even though they're already crossed. Do not clump me together with that snake. Both of us have different goals. It just so happens that we needed to be rid of you. What? You are a weak king, Gennaro. The kingdom of Angiel needs someone who will rule with an iron fist. You're too soft, and so your subjects have become too dependent on the kingdom. And how do you propose I run my kingdom? By instilling fear. There is no place for fear in this kingdom. It is a ruler's obligation to assuage the fears of his people. I cannot believe that you would do this, Sir Alcaster. Alcaster looks at me with disinterest. Lucette, correct? I have no business with you, but I suppose Mithros does. We have been backed into a corner. What do we do? Waltz, do a mass teleport! I feel for my pocket, my hand touching the smooth surface of a vial. I can still remember the potion that Parfait gave me before we left. I had forgotten I had this with me the whole time. Parfait told me to use the potion if we found ourselves in a difficult situation. She said it would give us time to escape. She didn't even tell me what it does. I glanced at Waltz, who is eyeing the knights quietly. Oh. I reach into my pocket and slip the vial out. I open my fingers just long enough for Waltz to see it. He gives me a subtle nod before turning his attention to Sir Alcaster, who is still speaking with the king. I will make you regret your actions, Sir Alcaster. I throw the vial to the floor. The moment it shatters, a blinding white light envelops the room, forcing my eyes to close. Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me away. Don't let them escape! I hear a few grunts from the knights as Waltz begins to barrel his way through them. Waltz leads me into the throne room. We have all somehow made it out. Everyone? Rod stands in between Emmeline and Ophelia. Rod must have pretty good eyes to be able to lead them out of there in all that chaos. Good job back there, Lucette. I never realized you had a potion. Parfait gave it to me before she left on an urgent meeting. It's a good thing then. You saved me by using it, you know. Using a more complicated spell would have drained my energy. Why is this happening? Emmeline's eyes are filled with tears. Ophelia takes her into her arms and rubs her back in an effort to calm her. This is my fault. How could I have not foreseen this? Urian was right about him. I should have listened to her. This is not your fault, Your Majesty. We don't have much time. We do to escape and tell Lady Parfait about this. It sounds like Urian and Garland were able to escape. It's possible they will soon bring in reinforcements. Rod, you know these people. Rod is silent for a few moments before nodding at her. Yes, they're my friends. Friends? Rod just shrugs at me. More than likely, he just wants us to play along. Waltz paces the room, his arms crossed as he tries to think of something. Waltz? I haven't done this in a long time, but I can try to open a portal that leads back to the Martian. We're just gonna do that. You're gonna question that? So much magic has happened, and you think, oh my god. Only the most practiced witches. It only works if they have a clear image of where they want to go. So, you can do that. I can't. I was taught by your mother, after all. Waltz starts waving his hand in front of him as he conjures a spell to open the portal. But the portal disappears as soon as it appears and fades again. Damn it. They're coming, Waltz! I'm doing my best, Princess. Waltz tries to cast the spell again. This time, the opening appears and stays. I did it! But this won't be open for long. Your Majesty, you must go first. No, let Ophelia and the children go first. Waltz nods as he ushers Ophelia and Emmeline into the portal. Though Rod is reluctant to step inside, I force him into the portal before me. I can't keep the portal open much longer, Lucette. I can manage one more person before I need to recast it. Your Majesty, you must go. No. What? I do not have any intention of leaving. To leave this place is to abandon my kingdom. I will not flee like a coward. Instead, I will protect my throne until my last breath, and die in vain. But that would be suicide! You will not kill me. He may have managed to sway the order, but I have the people on my side. Killing me will only cause an uprising, and that is the last thing he will want. But if the king escaped, he would be able to fight from the outside. The castle and the crown are symbols, but he is in danger if he stays here alone. I glance at Waltz and notice him paling. I can tell the magic is sapping his strength, making him weaker. I ball my hands into fists. I cannot leave the king by himself. He is the king, and I am the crown princess. Waltz, you will come back for me, right? What are you... Before he can react, I put my hands on his back and push with all my strength that I can muster. Waltz stares at me in horror as he falls into his portal. I'm sorry. Waltz disappears, and the portal collapses in on itself, leaving me with the king. Both my mind and heart are numb as the knights approach, ready to surround us. The king and I sit on the floor with our hands tied behind our backs. There are two knights standing by the door to watch over us. I look at the king, who remains as quiet and solemn as before. He has been so calm. Does he have a plan? Why is it that you chose to stay with me? I am surprised when he finally breaks his silence. Because there are questions that I need answers for. Oh, smart girl. Besides, I cannot just leave you here. I have many things I need to ask you. King Gennaro falls silent as he stares at me. The gold of his eyes clearly reflects my own. I had never realized how similar our eyes were. Is it true? Are you really my daughter? Yes. I was given the fairy guild curse and turned into a peasant. My title was stolen from me and from the minds of the people. No one remembers who I am anymore. Cinderella? How did you know? I noticed the glass slipper necklace on your neck, but the other slipper seems to be missing a piece. A piece? I look down and stare at the second slipper. My eyes widen when I notice that the piece is bigger. Hey.
But when did this happen?
I consider and recall the moment I broke Waltz's curse.
Was it when I broke Waltz's curse? This means I only have one more deed left to complete, but my birthday is tomorrow.
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm just worried.
You have been through much today. Try and get some rest. You must reserve your energy. I'm unsure what he means, but either way, there is no way I could possibly sleep now. At least, this is what I tell myself, but as minutes pass, I feel my eyes getting heavier. Eventually, I drift into a dreamless sleep. Who's that? You must wake up. I blink a few times when I come to find that I am leaning on the king's shoulder.
I fell asleep.
The king glances back to the door, his eyes narrowed slightly as he takes a deep breath. It is time to go.
What?
I turn toward the front doors and realize the knights guarding the room are missing. They will be back soon. We must hurry. I am surprised when the king pulls out the ropes that were binding him. He holds a small knife in his hands.
How long has he been out of his bindings? When did you free yourself?
I think I have been sorely underestimated. I have been trained just as well as the knights. That goes without saying. I could get myself out of the bindings. I am not so weak that I need to depend on others to protect me.
It sounds like something I would say. But where did you get the knife? He made sure to take anything we had that could become a weapon.
Would it suffice to say that I pulled it from a hidden spot? Not many people think to look in a person's boots. The king leans down to cut my bindings, then lowers himself to the ground. His fingers brush the floor.
What are you doing?
Finding the keyhole. Ah, here we are. He pulls a small key from his pocket and fits it into a crevice on the floor. The floor gives a gentle audible rumble. The king pulls the tile from the floor, revealing his hidden staircase.
What the fuck? There was a hidden staircase here? In the floor?
An escape route, if one were ever needed. Only I know of its existence. Now, we must go before they return. I nod and follow after him. The king sets the panel in place as we descend down into the darkness. The floor rumbles once more as the hidden pathway closes behind us. Both of us walk in silence for some time. The only sound we hear are the echoes of our footsteps. Is she gonna ask the questions yet? I am behind the king, staring at his back. He seems to have already recovered from his earlier injury.
Or could it be just pretending that he's alright? How's your back?
It doesn't hurt as much now. Thank you for asking. Silence ensues once again.
This is getting awkward. Maybe I should say something.
I cannot stand the silence any longer, and speak up before I lose my nerve.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Because I have done nothing but cause you trouble. Rob told me once that when I disappeared, the king was the happiest he'd ever been, because I was not there. I am sure you had given the chance to forget me, or not. I'm sure if you had been given the chance to forget me or not, you have chosen to forget me.
No, it feels like I have been the cause of your pain, not the other way around. I feel as if I should be the one apologizing. I've been wondering for a while. If you are indeed my daughter, why do you address me by title? Do you not call me father? I stop in my tracks and turn away.
It has been years since I called you that. You were never there for me, so I stopped considering you my father.
A deafening silence falls upon us. I'm sorry.
Can you tell me why you distanced yourself from me?
The king looks at me silently, with something like regret in his eyes. I want to slap myself for my foolish question.
My apologies. I forgot you do not remember. You know, I have learned many things since I have been cursed, but the things I have learned do not answer my questions. I had thought that by staying here, I would finally chance upon some answers, some truth. I'd always thought that Mother loved me because you were never there for me.
I am sorry. I cannot give you the answer you seek.
Well, I can understand why you would hate me. I am a witch's daughter, after all.
Hildur. Do you know what transpired in the past?
You mean with Mother?
Hildur threatened to kill the person I loved if I did not marry her. She threatened to kill Ophelia. The king looks down, his face contorted with anger.
Parfait said that Mother had already broken... Parfait said that Mother already broke their rules long before she took over the kingdom. Her hands were already stained with blood.
I won't let any more of my beloved ones die in their hands. I had no choice back then. I married her because I refused to let her hurt Ophelia. I hated that woman for ruining my life and my kingdom.
I know.
I recall when he thanked Waltz for saving the kingdom.
Can you tell me who Waltz is?
Waltz? He was Hildur's apprentice. He was powerful, considered the second strongest among the witches.
Really?
He was a child prodigy. That is why Hildur ordered his family killed when they refused to give him to her. Waltz didn't find out about that until much later.
Mother killed Waltz's family? I can't believe this. Just how many lives did she take?
When he did find out, he betrayed Hildur. He divulged her plans to the fairies and helped them defeat her. I gave him a copy of the key to the secret tunnels so that he could deliver it to the Lucifer.
Oh. So that's how Parfait got the copy of the key.
Then Hildur cursed him for betraying her. I do not know how you two know each other, but it's fairly obvious to me that he is loyal to you and he cares about you. He is the type of person that expressed that loyalty plainly, so I can tell. I do not know why the king decided to comment on such a thing, but my cheeks are suddenly warm. You care about him. You care for him.
Do I?
He is a good man.
How did we even get to this conversation?
The two of us are still walking when the king suddenly stops and I nearly bump into him. Ah, here we are. This should bring us into the passage that leads into the gardens. I follow his gaze to a rusty door. He slowly approaches the door. Stay close to me. I nod at him. He turns the knob and pulls open the door. Oh,
that's...
The king and I can only gape at the sight in front of us. It is the last thing we expect to see behind the door. What? What?
Mother?
What? And that's where we're gonna end it. Holy shit! What? Hold up. Oh, that's right. Parfait and Delore did tell us that oh shit. Oh shit. That Hildur, sorry, I unplugged my earbuds. That Hildur infused herself with the crystal? But that doesn't explain why she's on the end of the secret passageway into the gardens. Wow! Wow, that's awesome. That's an awesome way to end it. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys later. And I gotta go pick up my sibling from school. Because he's done with school. And he's probably waiting for me right now. And it's gonna be a long drive. Alright, hope you all have a good Sunday. I'll catch you guys later. Alright, see ya. Bye.